Hey, NFA Money Mamas, Dr. Amanda, the Money Healer here, and I've got a really inspirational quote for you today. This is our quote of the week by James Clear, and it's going to inspire you to know that when you make tiny, tiny changes over the course of the year, that you can have massive shifts in any reality you choose, including your money reality. And I'm going to give you some tips and inspiration, so stick around until the end and share in the comments how this impacts you. Okay, so today's quote is by James Clear, and he says, habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. So such a powerful quote. And I'm going to read straight out of his book because this is by far one of the most powerful books I've read. So this is Atomic Habits by James Clear, and it's Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results. And if you have this book, it's on page 15. I'm going to read straight from it, so just listen because this is really powerful. He says, it's so easy to overestimate the importance of one defining moment and underestimate the value of making small improvements on a daily basis. Too often, we convince ourselves that massive success requires massive action. Whether it's losing weight, building a business, writing a book, winning a championship, or achieving any other goal, money making, we put pressure on ourselves to make some earth-shattering improvement that everyone will talk about. Meanwhile, improving by 1% isn't particularly notable. Sometimes it isn't even noticeable, but it can be far more meaningful, especially in the long run. The difference is a tiny improvement can make over time is astounding. I didn't read that correctly. The difference a tiny improvement can make over time is astounding. Here's how the math works out. If you can get a 1% better difference each day for 1 year, you'll end up 37 times better by the time you're done. So we're talking 1% micro changes over the course of the year can lead to 37 times better results at the end of the year. But you don't notice it every day, right? And so this is why most people don't take action because, or don't take enough action for long enough, because what they do is they start taking steps and they do a little bit and then they don't notice these big results, and so they give up too quickly instead of going, wait a second, if I do this 1% at a time over the course of the year, I can get better. I'll give you a really clear example. For me, when I was on food stamps and I didn't have a lot of money, but I wanted to start saving and investing, and I knew I had to start somewhere, so I just started putting a little tiny bit of money away. $20 was all I started with, $20. And what happened is that I just kept putting $20 away every time I got paid, which wasn't a lot of money and it wasn't often, but it started somewhere, and it started shifting my mind going, I'm getting a little bit better at a time. And then as I started to do that and my savings account started to grow, then I started to have money to invest, and I was like, So I just started putting a little bit of money into investments, and then that started to accelerate and grow. And then it signaled to the universe that I was serious about making more money, and then more money would come my way. And so let's say I would go out to dinner and someone would pay for me, I would go, I wasn't expecting to have that extra money in my pocket, and so I'd put it in my savings or into an investment, and it started to accelerate. And over the course of a couple of years, I saved up $40,000 and invested some of that money, and then it 7x'd because I just started learning everything I could about investing. It also gave me the seed money to start my business. And then that started accelerating because I've taken tiny, tiny steps every day along the way of the last 4 years of building my business. And now here I am today. I'm in my 4th year, and this will be my 4th year of having a 6-figure plus business. And it all started with this exact quote. This is one of the first books I read that totally changed my thinking about the power of habits and how hopeful it is that we can make tiny, tiny improvements and get huge results over time. The trick is you got to stick with it. So right now, if you're feeling discouraged about where you're at in your business, don't give up. Put in the comments and let me know. I'll inspire you. I love to inspire people to find their best selves and make money doing what they love, and don't give up. You gotta take those little steps every day. I'm gonna keep reading because this is really awesome. So then he goes on to say, conversely, if you get 1% worse each day for the year, you'll decline nearly down to 0. Yikes, we don't want that. What starts as a small win or a minor setback accumulates into something much more. And this is where he says on page 16, habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. The same way that money multiplies through compound interest, the effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them. The effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them. So if you're on a trajectory that's going in a great direction, awesome. Those 1% steps every day are going to lead to 37-time gain over the course of a year. If your trajectory is going the opposite direction, you're going to go down to 0. The example he gives here is really powerful. He talks about, let's imagine that an airplane is just a couple degrees off. So let's say that you're flying from LA to New York. If the pilot leaving from LAX adjusts the heading just 3.5 degrees south, you'll land in Washington, D.C. instead of in New York. This is the exact same way it works. And so you want to be adjusting yourself every day and thinking, okay, am I taking steps that are going to lead to bigger, better results over the course of the year? Am I doing little micro steps every single day, just thinking, okay, I just need to be 1% better today. That's it. 1% better. Or am I doing things that are degrading and going to lead me to 0 at the end of the year? And I don't want this to be you. You are NFA, no fucking around, about your growth and about doing things that bring you an empowered state of being so you can enjoy your life and love building your business and make more and more money over time. Now, this is also something I want to remind you. For me, I've really taken to heart this way of being. And even at the beginning of this year, I had this like, I'm going to explode my business from where it is now to $1 million a year. And I've really sat with letting go of that goal and just going, hey, if I work every year on my business and have fun doing it, if I work less and I make more and I have fun, I don't care when I get to $1 million. Maybe I'll never get there. And in actuality, if I keep doing the steps that I'm doing, at some point, of course I will. My success is inevitable. It's just not about this huge, massive growth, because then it's burnout and it's fear. And, you set those goals that have you freaking out that you're not meeting them. Instead, just go, hey, am I improving 1% every day? And for me, yes, I take courses. I'm learning how to develop my YouTube channel. I'm learning how to create bigger impact through the offerings that I have. I hire coaches and consultants to help me get better myself. I read books, and I just take those little steps, and I'm consistent. If you go back and look at my YouTube channel, I started it in 2018, and it hasn't had that many views. Like, it has some, it has you, and that's awesome. And I keep going, yes, I love the people who are here, and I'm just going to keep plugging along, and it'll grow. And I get better and better every year at building impact through, let's say, storytelling on videos. And I just keep showing up, and I keep showing up because I care, and I'm so in tune with my why. And I know that habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. And I know that if I keep showing up every day and I improve by 1%, I'm going to have 37-time X result over the course of the year. You can do this too. So if you haven't read this book, it's awesome. Read it. If you have read it, plug into the comments and let me know that you've read it and what you got out of today's quote of the week. I am sending you so much love, and I'm sending you like that inspirational fire to get 1% better every day. Be sure to watch the next video in the quote of the week. These are short little videos to help you impact and get inspired and impact yourself and your business through these quotes that teach you money, mindset, manifestation, and ways to improve through quotes. Can't wait to see you next week. Until then, NFA money making high fives.